Hi guys, welcome to a new video about, unfortunately it's about Fanatec's customer service. And if you saw my last video when I first sent off my DD1, it was good. They got it back to me within a week and they responded to emails pretty quick. So yeah, it was good. But about 3 days after I got it back, I realised that it still had the same fault. It was still missing gear shifts, and some button presses weren't registering either. Like sometimes when I hit the pit limiter, it didn't come on, and initially I thought, am I just hitting the wrong button? You know, because you can do that. But yeah, it still had the same problem. So at that point, this was around the 30th of October. So 30th of October, I emailed them again saying, sorry to trouble you again, I've still got the same problem, are you able to sort it out? Now, my warranty was about to run out on the 7th of November, so I thought, oh, I need to get it sorted because I don't want a faulty wheelbase that I'm going to have a big bill for. So after a few days I didn't get a reply, so that was the 30th of October. And what I'd done is I'd replied to the email for the ticket where they, had repaired it. And I thought, well, since they've sent me back, maybe they've closed that ticket. So I opened another one and said, really sorry to keep bothering you, but I've still got the same fault, gave them the number of the old ticket. And then after a few days I got a message that was, it was a little bit snotty, if I'm honest. It was someone that said, you shouldn't open two tickets. This is what slows our RMA process down, and don't do it again. And it wasn't the friendliest email, so I replied and said, I'm really sorry about that, but I thought you closed my old ticket because I haven't had a reply. And didn't hear anything from him again. Then I got an email shortly after from someone else that said, okay, sorry about the problems, can you go through these troubleshooting steps? Which are the same steps that I'd done before sending it to them the first time. So this started, initially I first sent it to them somewhere around the start of October, but they were quick to send it back the first time, it wasn't fixed. So after a few more days I got another email saying, can you send it to us? I thought, right, great, no problem. So I sent it to them and didn't hear anything for a while. And then after probably getting on for 2 weeks, I got a message from UPS saying my parcel had been dispatched. And I thought, oh, great stuff, they're sending me a new one. Thought, problem solved. And then that's where things take a bit of a turn. So I was watching the tracking. After a week, it reached its second destination where it got its scan after being collected, but it never moved. And about 3 weeks in, it still hadn't moved. I hadn't heard anything. So I messaged Fanatec and said, any ideas what's going on with it? And then after about 3 days I got a message saying, we will pass it up to management. What that means, I don't know, but I didn't get a message from anyone from management. So at this point I was getting a message every 3 days from Fanatec, and they weren't conclusive about telling me anything, just that they passed it up to management. And so I thought, I'm just going to have to, it was 4 weeks had gone by from the 30th of October, so we were around the 30th of November by then. And I thought, I'm going to have to just take matters into my own hands, contact UPS and see what they can do, because clearly something had gone wrong. So I phoned them, because they do have a phone number that you can talk to someone, which is handy. And they said, do you want to open an investigation? I said, yes please. And they said, do you want us to send it to you if we find it, or return to sender? I said, no, I really need it back, so if you can get it to me, I'd be really grateful. So it didn't take them that long. It was about 5 or 6 days, and they said it's been lost. And basically what I think is that When Fanatec send you stuff, they still send you the stuff in boxes that tell you that there's something nice and expensive in there. So a quick Google tells you there's something worth having out of that. So these are so heavy and it's a big parcel, you don't just lose something like this. I mean, I've never had a problem with UPS before, but in my opinion, someone made off with it. Someone that works at wherever it was that it disappeared from. So I thought, okay, now I can go back to Fanatec and tell them what happened. So I sent them a copy of the email and a screenshot of the tracking information where it says it's been officially lost. And a few days later, Fanatec messaged me and said, okay, I'll check for a replacement. Those were the exact words. I'll check for a replacement. So I thought, oh, maybe they'll send one out within a few days. Didn't hear anything for about a week. So I messaged them again. I said, any update? And then I got a message back saying, well, we can't dispatch a new one until we've received confirmation in writing from UPS saying that it's been lost. And I thought, just ring them. That's what I did. I was getting pretty stressed by then. I was starting to get impatient. But then I can't remember what the date was now because I've lost track of all the dates. But earlier on in December, it was about a week to 10 days ago, I finally got a message that it had been dispatched and didn't quite make it for Christmas. It's literally turned up like minutes ago. So yeah. So I can't blame Fanatec for it going missing. That's not on them, that's on UPS. But I know, even though there's the Christmas period and they had Black Friday, it was just a message every few days. It wasn't good enough. And people aren't even getting a message back within 3 days. People are having an even worse experience. So yeah, what it's taught me, and I really don't like to say this, but it's taught me that I don't ever want to buy another wheelbase or anything expensive from a different country, because although they have a repair centre in the UK where they can do most repairs, this just took too long, and I'm glad they sent me a replacement now, so I'll use it for a little while. And then I am going to switch in the future, because if I'm lucky that I had a backup wheelbase. Not everyone can afford to have a second one. So I would have missed a couple of months of racing. So here we are, 27th of December. This started at the 30th of October. And yeah. So we've eventually got it. So I'm going to do an update on it. Firmware update before I attach it to the rig, just to make sure it all goes okay. And it's nice to have a new blue wheel, because I was finding it hard to keep the blue clean because I was using it all the time. So yeah, nice to have a fresh one of them. And there it is, a brand new one. So I'm really grateful that they did send a new one. I just wish it hadn't have had taken so long. So they must keep some of these back in stock, even though they discontinued it, so they can, for situations like this. So we got there in the end. So I'm going to use this for a while before next year I'll figure out getting another wheelbase, from a different manufacturer. And that's about it. So yeah, not the best experience for me personally. And very frustrating, but we got there in the end. So I feel bad for anyone who has to do this and they haven't got anything else to race with, so that they're completely stuck. So yeah, I'm not going to waffle on any longer. So yeah, we got there in the end, and I'm gonna hopefully this will update without any problems. And then I've got another video coming up in a bit where I'm going to attach the DDU using the grid mount, so you can mount it behind the monitor, because the grid one looks quite nice. Anyway, I'll let you go now, and I've taken up enough of your time, so Thanks very much for watching, and I shall see you in a bit. Thanks guys, bye.